Hey everyone, I've been playing around with a couple of stuff and I wanted to share it with you. So you might have heard the news about the Linux Foundation where it announced the formation of the Agentic AI Foundation. Now this is pretty cool, and basically inside now the Linux Foundation, what's been donated to it is the Model Context Protocol. So that's really, really cool. Agents.md and also Goose. Now I know a lot of you have probably never heard of Goose, so I'm going to show you a little bit about what it's about. If you want to read more about this, you can check out the linuxfoundation.org and you can read the whole thing about that. But let's have a look at what Goose. Goose was released in early 2025, so it's pretty new, and it is open source, and you know how much I love open source. And it's basically a local first AI agent framework. It combines language models, extensible tools like MCP, and much more to just be able to get things done. So it's really, really cool. So documentation is here, and it's basically a block, so block.github.io, and the Goose documentation is here. Now, I started using the documentation, but like everybody else, I got to like the first line, and then I just like forgot about reading the docs and just tried to continue on and get things done. But I was installing the CLI. So Goose has a desktop, but also has a CLI. And I'm a bit more of a desktop fan than a CLI fan, to be honest, but the world's gone a bit mad into CLI, so I just wanted to give that a go. We've got the Copilot CLI, we've got Claude CLI, so I said, let's just have a look at the Goose CLI as well, see the difference. So I want to show you a couple of cool things that I found out while I was trying to install a Goose CLI. So I have here the desktop app that I've downloaded, and I basically started saying like, right, I'm going to try and install the CLI, again, following the docs, and I ran into this error where basically it was I'm totally not good at this. You'd think after all my years of experience, I'd know all this export paths and all this zshrc stuff. I'm just not that type of developer. So I've had to deal with it so many times, but I always mess it up. So anyway, I basically tried to get it to run Goose. So I could run Goose in the CLI in my terminal app, and I could not get it to work. So I got Goose in the desktop to basically try and install itself. Right. And basically I ran into this error. I've updated my ZSHR file now, and the changes are taking effect. And I was telling it like, it's not working. I was just putting in Goose and it's just like, it's not working. And after you've done that, you should be able to use the Goose command, right? So I was like, here's, running the source and Goose help. And I basically said, it's actually not working. So the AI agent is telling me, yay, it's all done. Everyone's happy. And I'm like, no, look, Goose session --help zsh command not found Goose. And the answer was, that's a great observation, and it highlights a key detail about how terminals work. So the error is happening because your current active terminal session hasn't loaded the changes we made. The file is only read when a new terminal session starts. That's something I always forget, like close that terminal, reopen it again. So it said I had two ways to fix it. The quickest fix to run this command, and then the other one. Now, I closed the terminal. I did it again. I'm like, still getting this error. So I put it back into AI. I was like, come on, Goose. Like, I can't get the Goose CLI to work. Now it said, that is very strange, and I apologize for the trouble. I love that. It's clear that while the command works for me, so I'm like, what? It works for you? It doesn't work for me? I hate that, right? It works on my machine, not yours. When I explicitly sourced the file in my sandboxed environment, this is really interesting. So as a sandboxed environment, it was able to run and see that works. But my own interactive terminal session isn't loading the new path correctly, even after you've sourced it. And I'm like, what's going on here, right? So this usually means one of two things. The change didn't save to the file correctly, or another path of your shell's startup configuration is overriding the path after the zshrc is loaded. Oh man, that's such complicated stuff. Like, that just blows my mind. I'm like, what do you want me to do about this? So, Goose just said, well, let's check the first one. I'll view the file to confirm my edit is present. So you can see here it's reading, right? There's a tool detail. It's a tool that is using as view, and the path is my zshrc file. And then it's able to like read all this. I don't know if there's anything in here that you should not be seeing. But anyway, all this kind of path stuff, right? That I don't get this stuff. But it's, the bun stuff, the PNPM stuff, the NVM. It's like, hate dealing with this stuff. Anyway, sees the output. And it's found the problem. Thank you for sharing that output, right? I see what happened. My apologies. When I added the line to the zshrc file, I used a command that didn't include a new line character at the beginning. And as a result, my addition got stuck onto the very end of the previous line, creating a syntax error. And you can see it here. PNPM end export path equals users, right? That's pretty cool that it's just able to find that, because I'm looking at that going, what? How would I even find that? How would I even know there's a syntax error in my zshrc file? So that should be 2 separate lines, it said, and it's now going to fix this formatting error, and it's going to replace the broken line with 2 corrected lines and a lot of a comment to make it clear. So the tool details it's using the there's the path, the new string, and it's using the command string replace, and it's replacing the old string. So the old string there was pmpm end export, and then it added the new string with an end, and then the Goose CLI export path. All right, and we can check the output here, and you can see now the pmpm ends and the Goose CLI starts. So that makes it easier maybe for AI next time to add more things, but it's just really clear. I don't ever read this file, so I'm like, yeah, that's cool, whatever. But wow. So the syntax error in your file is now corrected, and please run in your terminal one more time. And after that, the Goose command should be fully available to you. And thank you for your patience as we sorted that out. I love that. So basically, like if we go now here into my ZSH, into my terminal, which is just the normal Mac terminal, and I do Goose, I think it's Goose -- help. Now I have the Goose commands. So now I can basically do all these kind of things. And I need to like look into this, but I can start a session. I can do MCP, run one of the MCP servers bundled with Goose. I could do the Playwright MCP server in here and check out whatever. Start a web server or to check this. Wow, there's so much stuff I need to like look into, but I just wanted to show you how cool this is, and that basically us developers, we do not have the answers to everything, and using AI to help us get there solves a hell of a lot of headache, because if I had to go in and try and figure all that out myself, I would have spent hours. I would have got there in the end for sure, but I would have spent hours and headaches. This is amazing. So check out Goose, but also ask your questions to the AI agents. And when you're sure that you know, like I'm like, no, this isn't right. Just keep on saying, no, it's not right. It's not right. It's not right. And let it kind of reiterate and re-find a way of fixing it. This is really cool. I didn't know it could update these kind of files. I'm loving this. This is cool. Have fun with Goose or with AI or any coding agent. Make sure you're just using AI as best you can and playing around with things. And yeah, have fun. Happy coding.